Hey, welcome to section 1 of the Life Coaching Certification Program. This is our introduction to coaching. Now, we talked about the introduction overall, but in this section, I want to share with you some key things about coaching so that you have an understanding of what coaching is. And that's our first section in this section, our first part in this section. What is coaching? Even today, coaching has been around for some years now. I would say formally, big business, 10 years at least. There's people who've been coaching for 20, 30, 40 years, maybe didn't call it a life coach. Now, coaching is really coming into the mainstream. I was browsing channels the other day and saw a reality show, and I paused there for a second. And within those 30 seconds, I saw a woman come on the television, and she was talking in her confessional booth on the reality show. You know how they do the confessional booth, and it said life coach. And she was serious. She was taken serious. She was the coach on the show. She was the life coach. So now coaching is coming into the mainstream. It's building. But even though it's becoming mainstream, some people are still asking, what is coaching? My answer to that is coaching is like a motivational friend. Coaching is not therapy. Coaching is not counseling. You have to understand the difference. You must know that in coaching, you're not diagnosing a person. And that's the difference between coaching and therapy or counseling. You're not labeling them. You also cannot prescribe medication. So you don't listen to a person and say, you know what? It sounds like you're manic depressive, or you're bipolar, or you have schizophrenia. That's not your job. That's above your pay grade. You connect them with someone else who they may need. You may have to Google, like myself, the difference between therapy and counseling and a psychiatrist, a therapist. They differ. You may have to figure out who this person needs and send them somewhere else, but that is not coaching. Even if you are a therapist or a counselor, if you put life coach in your bio and someone hires you for life coaching, you want to make sure you're doing life coaching. And so in life coaching, you're listening, you're hearing where they are, you find out where they want to go, you help them create a plan. And with life coaching, the goal is for them to graduate, not to have to work with you every week for the rest of their lives. They may want to, they may just want to talk with you, just connect with you, but you want them to graduate. You want them to be self-sustaining and only have to come back for a check-in, for an update, for a new wrinkle in their story that they want your feedback on. But you don't want to have your client become dependent on you. And of course, you're not prescribing medication, so they're not dependent on that either. But you want them to be motivated, to be invigorated, to be ambitious, and to carry out their dreams. When it comes to coaching, you have to be very careful. Coaches aren't governed very closely by the state or the government. You're pretty much a freelance artist, a freelance teacher. You're a person with a profound wisdom in a certain area, and you're sharing that wisdom. People are paying you for your time and the value that you're providing. But be very careful. This is not a shortcut to become a counselor or a therapist. You're not the same as them. You may make more money than they do, but you don't do what they do. My coaching started at $25 an hour. We'll touch on that later. Now, today it's at $350 an hour. It could easily be at $500 an hour, but I choose $350 an hour just based on my time and my schedule and the demand. I had to set that rate. So I may earn more than a lot of counselors or a lot of therapists, but I'm not doing their job. I don't do what they do. Some people today also prefer a life coach. So that goes right into our section on why is coaching necessary? And you have to realize that a lot of people are seeking outside input. They want outside feedback. They want someone who can hear their dreams, hear their passions, and support them. So we're going to touch on that next and why is coaching necessary. But that is the end of part 1 and section 1. What is life coaching? Talk soon.